I've been kind of investigating why it seems like cheap stuff is expensive. Um, and it's pretty easy to see. Uh, what we have going on is we're getting to the point where there's only a few giant uh, companies that sell things. I guess competition is low. Uh, when you only have two or three places selling an item or manufacturing an item, it you eliminate competition. Therefore, they pretty much charge whatever they want, no matter what the quality. Um, um, an example is, an auto manufacturer like Chrysler, who now owns Fiat, and uh, VW, I believe, owns Lamborghini, and uh, Bentley owns, or not Bentley, but BMW owns Rolls Royce. Uh, it, there used to be several, manufacturers of automobiles, and this happened in the 20s. Also, we watched a bunch of vehicles get wiped out with the Great Depression. A lot of independent manufacturers. There's no such thing as an independent manufacturer. There hasn't been in quite a while, but now it's even to the point where you know one corporation manufactures several makes of cars that you think are made by different manufacturers, but they are not. They're all under one giant, kind of like General Motors, which is actually seems like they've become less. But there's a lot of cars out there that you think are made by that name, and they're not anymore. There's a lot of other things like that. Food, food's a good example. Um, there's only, there's companies that own lots of different brands that you think are different brands of food, and they're all owned by, there's several, and when I say several, I'm talking 30 to 40 different brands, all owned by one giant uh, company and corporation, whatever you want to call it. Hence, no real competition. Um, I hate to bring up food because what they've done with food, and it's especially easy in this country to do it, is they just put in ingredients to make it cheaper. That's where high fructose corn syrup came from. It's cheaper than sugar. And go to the store and try to find something that doesn't have high fructose corn syrup in it. It's a task. In fact, now it's become, they make a ketchup. One of the brands, maybe more than one of the brands, but there's a brand of ketchup that specifies it has genuine sugar in it, no high fructose corn syrup, like it's a big deal. And I guess it is a big deal because you can't hardly find anything without it. And come to find out, high fructose corn syrup isn't even legal in a lot of other countries. I think most other countries. It's really bad for you, but it makes the food cheaper. Does the price of the food go down? No. It's cheaper for them to make. They still sell it to you for the same price. The profit margin just gets bigger, especially when you get to what I'm talking about, no competition. They keep selling you the same thing, watered down, made with ingredients that isn't as good for you, that are cheaper to produce for the same price. and in a lot of cases, a smaller package for the same price. You'll notice this at the big ticket stores. They get special sizes uh, of brands of even dog food. You go to I buy my dog food a lot of the times at a hardware store. And if I see that brand in a big chain, it'll be the same price, but it'll weigh like, 2 pounds less. And they act like, they're giving you a deal, but you're getting less. Uh, it's uh, it's gotten bad. I don't know what all you can do about it because it's getting more and more limited on options to shop, other than start making your own, uh, which we actually do make some of our own dog food here. Um, it's just we have to still buy it just because of the time consumption of making it. Uh, Sometimes you just don't have enough to get through to the next time. We've got 5 dogs, so you got to keep up with them. It's every time you turn around, you see companies getting bought out, and they're keeping the name alive because people have trust in the names. But the it falls under the you know the giant corporation that is controlling 25 other names that people trust that no longer have anything to do with what the people trusted in the first place. Uh, there's more than food. There's more than car. It's almost everything you buy. It's just about everything you buy. Bicycles, another example. I can go back to when I was a kid in a Schwinn. It was an American-made bicycle. It cost a little bit more than and only a couple kids in the neighborhood had a Schwinn. The rest of us had other bikes because my dad, he wasn't going to spend the extra money to get a Schwinn. He got me whatever I got, and yeah, I was always happy with them, but with the bikes I got. But you always kind of looked at the guy with the Schwinn because you knew it cost extra, and it was a nicely finished bicycle. Well, now a Schwinn, you go to Walmart and you take it off the rack in there, and it's got made in China right on the, imprinted on the frame, and well, it's just a name. It's a name people trusted, but it's not a Schwinn anymore. It's a bike with a Schwinn nameplate. Um, and that's happened with everything. You look at your American-made cars, and crap, Toyotas and Hondas are more made in America than most of your American-made cars. Uh, I believe they do have to put on the sticker, the window sticker, the percentage of the car that's made in other countries and what percentage of the car is made in other countries. But it doesn't lower the price. Uh, and the thing is you would think when you got these companies buying all these other, and creating monopolies and having all the manufacturing and getting all the profit from all of them together, they would be able to lower prices just from volume. Uh, I know that's how big trucking companies, kind of push out small guys. Is they just got so many trucks out there hauling, they're able to haul loads cheaper, and smaller companies can't do it. They can't afford to do it. Well, you would think with automobiles, and other manufactured goods that they would be able to sell things cheaper, and they could, but they won't. They continue to sell them at the same price or higher going on a name that people trusted, and just make more. And basically, it's just massive corporate greed. Uh, and, when you only have a few people owning everything, you've got what we have now, these elite billionaires that pretty much just got control over everything. And, uh, you know, you see fast food restaurants that pay nothing, and okay, it's a low skill job, but you look at the money that those places make. Look at their bottom line. They could afford to pay their help decent. There's a lot of places like that too. That's the other side of this coin. You got all this, you got low pay, and just a few uh, make this ton more money, and all the working people never get brought up, and the working people got to buy the stuff they're making that costs way more. I mean, it's just like it's a dead end street and a cycle that is running everybody into the ground. Um, Again, what do you do about it? Well, do as much as you can on your own, grow what you can on your own, make your dog food on your own, don't buy anything new. I know all this sounds tough, but it's the only way out. It's the only way to put them in their place. And I know some people just, they got to have the latest, newest. Uh, but you're really just feeding the system, and the system is killing you. It's paying you less and charging you more, and spitting you out like you're a rag doll. It's the only way to fight back is not buy things. Get out of the consumerism mode and try your hardest to not buy any more of this new stuff than you have to. Um, we all have to, but we can all try our hardest to limit it to as small as quantities as we possibly can. I'll tell you something else you don't want to get: a new house. You wouldn't believe how new houses are getting built. It's unbelievable. Um, and I know that's another big thing. But you take that money you put towards a new house that isn't built well, and there's a lot of news on this, on how new houses are built, and put it towards a house built in the 70s, 80s, maybe even the 90s, and you'll have a much better built house. Yeah, you might have to spruce it up, may have to paint, may have to put new flooring in it, but you'll have a house that's built to last. Um, new houses aren't going to be built to last. Uh, they're definitely not built to last. Watch how fast they go up. If you see them going up subdivisions in your neighborhood, watch how fast those houses go up. Not to mention the lumber they're building them with. Uh, that's something else a builder can tell you. These are all things you can find out on your own. Just the lumber, the quality of lumber nowadays, everything. It's really terrible. Yet the prices just keep going up, all while we all get paid the same. So anyway, do the best you can. Stay out of it. Stay out of the mass purchasing, new purchasing, and maybe little by little we can whittle away at them. I don't know any other way. Uh, but greed has definitely gotten carried away, and I think it's good to know. Anyway, thanks for watching, and like and subscribe.